What's going on, you guys? What's going on? We are here. Oh, that's old information. Ignore that. How's it going? Yeah. How's it going? How's it going? Tim. Man, the myth, the legend. What is going on with my TikTok? It's so broken. All right. Options today. How you doing? How you doing, Tim? I don't know why, but my TikTok is completely broken. What's up? Hey, Allison, good to see you. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. How is life in the mining business? Yeah, good. Where are my headphones at? Oh, I can't find anything these days. Hang on, let me grab my headphones. Oh. Yeah, no kidding. I can understand that, Allison. Yeah, for sure. All right. Sweet. Hi, Tim. How's the new broker coming out? Still good? Good. Yeah, Tesla today sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna jump right into Tesla today. All right. Well, I guess my headphones are not working. Whatever. Okay. If you get any audio loop, I apologize. My headphones are not working. So, okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me switch over here and get futures up and running. Not futures, options up and running. Alrighty, looking good. Okay. And okay. Excellent. We'll start with P&L today. Take a look there, see what we got going on. Just so you guys know, I might take next week off from streaming. I got 3 days next week I can't stream because I have appointments and I have all this other stuff going on. I might just take the whole week off and just take a break and reset. So I think I am going to do that because I can't do Monday, I can't do Tuesday, I can't do Friday. Something's going to come up on Wednesday, something's going to come up on Friday. So I think I might just take the whole week off. Yeah. So I'm planning for that. All right, let's see here. Let's get into where we're at on the options. Do you guys want to take a trade first? Or do you want to look at the P&L? I'll leave it up to you guys. What you want to do first? Ah, we got a signed. Maybe, yeah, okay, look, we got a signed. See this? Oh, yay. All right, cool. Well, you know what? I think I just answered the question. Let's talk about getting a signed. Where's Biblical at? Biblical, where you at? Need to see this. All right. Yeah, Next strat. That's right, Tim. That's right. Okay. Well, I think I remember I did that on purpose. If I remember, one of them I did on purpose because I want to try and get assigned. That's weird. I never got that notification. Actually, that's right. You don't get a notification when you buy shares. When you get assigned. And I kind of wish that, at least on this platform, I wish that you could get some kind of notification. Oh, my stream is glitching like crazy. Come on. Wow, I can't even see the screen. Hang on, guys. My computer's frozen. No, it's me. It's my side. I don't know what's going on. It's like acting really slow. Look at that. I'm moving right now and my camera's not moving. Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm having really bad issues. Wow, it looks terrible. Hopefully the audio's not cutting out. That's a little better. I hate that when you click something on the computer and then you wait like 35 seconds. Oh, and then then it's... Man, it's really glitching bad. Holy crap. Piece of junk. I might have to... I don't know what is going on. Let me shut down a couple of background programs. Microsoft, you suck. Can't even run 3 programs at once. Sounds good? Okay. All right. Okay. I think the glitching might have stopped. Maybe. Just trying to fix that before I jump into it because I don't want it to glitch while I'm talking. Okay. Is it still glitching? Banner below new. Is this banner below new or was it yesterday? I'm blind sometimes. I have no idea what you're asking me. Banner below new? I don't know what that is. The moving banner. Oh, no. Yeah, the moving banner. That's always been there. What I usually have is, I usually have the overlay to cover it. But it blocks a lot of the options stuff. So recently I've just been kind of having it off. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so on UAL, we purchased. Let's get right into Thinkorswim here. Okay, so let's see, in this account, what happened? Let's see, what was last Friday? Last Friday was the 23rd. Okay, so since the 23rd, the only thing that's happened is we got assigned on DAL, not UAL, on DAL. I remember I did that on purpose. But I sold DAL for... sold one DAL at... One DAL put at 543. It was a 76. Okay, so let's see... trading at your own risk, exactly. Let me know if anything glitches or something happens. Okay, so let's go look at DAL real quick and see where it is in comparison to 76 and why it got assigned. I think I bought a 7-day contract. I think that's the one. (23rd of January), which was... Wait a minute. Last Friday. Maybe I bought did I buy a 1-day contract? Or did I sell a 1-day contract? I don't know. I think this was the one that I was intentionally trying to get assigned. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to look at where it is on the chart now. At 76. Let's look at DAL real quick. Ah, yeah, it's been dropping. So when the stock drops, that's usually when you get assigned. You want, when you open up a cash secured put, you're betting that the price will stay at or above your strike price. Okay, and I chose 76, which is right there. So it did not cross 76. It actually stayed below 76. And I think I remember doing this. I think I picked an extraneous number just so that I could get assigned so I could show this process. Okay, cool. All right, so now what's the next step? Now the next step is to select a covered call. So get ready. This is how we're going to do covered calls. When I told you guys that getting assigned is not the end of the world, here's why. Currently, the price is at 66, which is a bit lower than 76. It's $10 off. That could be a little problematic. We'll see. So what you need to look at here is, all right, I spent $7,600 to buy 100 shares of this stock, okay? So what do I want to choose? It looks like we had earnings too. What do I want to choose as my strike price? And the best way I can really kind of say this is you have to make a decision now. What is it that what's your goal now? What's your goal? You really have a couple of options. No pun intended, right? What do you want to do? Do you want to keep your shares? Do you want to dump your shares, sell them off? Or do you just not really care and whatever happens, happens? You kind of got to go from there. When I'm doing real money, what I like to do is once I get assigned, what I prefer to do is sell those shares and get the cash back. And because personally, it's a personal preference for me, I don't like having my money held hostage, is the way I put it. When I have money in a company, I am doing this strategy to make premiums. My goal is to make premiums. My goal is not to buy shares and hold shares. If you were holding shares right now, then you would be fine. You're like, okay, I wanted the shares anyways. Now I got them for $10 less, but the market moves up and down all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sell those shares while collecting a premium, and hopefully they'll get called away, because then I'll get the money back and I can reuse it. All right. That might take a little while because it's at $66 versus $76. And if the market continues to drop, it's going to take even longer. But we're not all out. Like, it did have a pretty big move here. So either it's going to have a bit of a pullback and continue, or it's going to come back down here for a while, which is going to really suck. That's going to suck because it can get so far away from your entry price being 76, that the premiums are just worth nothing. Holding shares, no premiums. Premiums is the way to make money with the strategy. So we need to sell. Exactly, Tim. And that's my strategy. That's how I approach it. Some people, they want to just buy shares. They're planning on getting the shares anyways, so they use it to collect the premiums. What's up, Kyle? How's it going? Exclamation Pez. Is Pez in here? I don't think he's in here. Yeah, I don't think he's in here. You do this, though, we can send him back to the future. Where's that guy? Yeah. So, okay. How you been, Kyle? How are things? Yeah, I want to see how much you slept in. Yeah, we did a stream where when he decided to stop trading on camera, when he decided to stop streaming, we in his honor, we changed it from he slept in so many times, which is still 205 times, right? We know that. We honored him and we sent him back to the futures. So, but that was a fun little stream. So, anyways, back to the options. My goal here now is I want to continue to collect premiums, and I want to go ahead and try and sell them at or above 76. Oh, you missed it? Yeah, it's on there somewhere. I think I have a short for it, Kyle. Yeah. You took a step back this week, and now you're funded. Nice work, my friend. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Good to hear that. That is, dude, congratulations. I'm going to give you an congrats real quick. And then we'll, I'll mess with it later. I got to get through this. Okay. All right, so what we want to do here is 76. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into the trade of DAL right here. Let me get this thing off the screen so you can see it better. Overlay. Where's the overlay? Okay. All right. There you go. No, I appreciate it. That's it. You did it. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Okay. So now we're looking at for selling a covered call, we want between 14 days to 30 days is kind of the sweet spot. You can go out to 45 days, but you're going to wait longer. Really depends on what your goal is. So let's look at the 21 day right here. Let's look at the monthly. This is the first thing I want to see. Let's look at the monthly. Now, when we're selecting a cash secured put, I'm looking for a specific strike price. I'm looking for a good support. I like to use for the covered calls, when I'm looking for a good strike price for covered calls, I like to use my entry level or my entry level plus $5. And I'll show you why. So if I bought all the shares at 100 shares at 76, I want to at least sell those shares at 76. Ideally, I kick it up to like 80 and I end up making extra money when those shares get called away. And in the meantime, while that's happening, I'm collecting premiums. So if I go in here, go into just like covered calls over here in the black, cash secured puts are here in the black. Covered calls are also in the black on this side. See, if you look here, let me get rid of this discount code. If you look here on screen, at least on Thinkorswim, it says calls right here. Puts on the right side, calls on the left side. All right, so my strike price, my entry price was 76, which is right here. This is why covered calls can be tricky. If the price gets too far away from your entry, you can see that, let's say you got in at 80, like the premiums go down a lot. They go down a lot the farther you are away. So for me, I don't want to lose money. Right now, there's a process where as you continue to sell your calls and as you're rotating your calls without them being called away, and then the contract expires and then you sell another call and the contract expires, you sell another call, that premium that is stacking is actually lowering your entry price. If you got in at $7,600, but you've sold premiums 5 times for $100, you're actually at, instead of 7,600, you're actually at 7,100 for break even. Okay, so that means that instead of a 76 strike, you can choose a 71 strike. And that's what, when you go into the other side where it says cost basis, that's what it's calculating. But we're not doing this to break even, right? I'm not sitting here for 3 months selling premiums just to break even. I guess in a worst case scenario, you could do that, but in this case, no, I want to still make money. I want to still make money on the covered call side. I also found that the covered call side, the premiums are not as good as the cash secured puts. Because usually when it moves, especially this far away, like we're not going to make much today. You might even say it's not worth it, but it's okay, because that's why I said getting assigned is not the end of the world, because we still can make money right here. It's not going to be much. It's not going to be much. So I have to make the decision. I can sit here and wait and do nothing, or I can sell, and we're on the other side of earnings, which means that the premiums are also once you get through earnings, the premiums kind of stabilize and they're not so volatile, so they're not as good. So what I would do in this situation is look 30 to 45 or 15 or 14 to 30 days and look around the 76. I got in at 76. I would like to exit at 76 when my shares get called away. Or if I can go up to like 80, right? That would be nice too, but we're pretty far away from that. So I'm not going to really collect anything. So what I want to do is this is a 30-day, 21-day. Let's look at the, what was that, around 13? Let's look here at the 28. 76 is right here. The premiums are 0. The premium is 0. That's bad. That's not good at all. Okay. Now don't forget, we also collected premium when we sold the cash secured put, so that counts as well. All right, so let me look at, if I go out, that's why I want to show you why going out farther doesn't always work. You go out farther, and the premiums are still pretty low. Right here. Actually, not too bad the farther out you go. 75, 76, about $100. You could sell this, but you're going to be sitting on this contract for 2 months. All right, let's go in a little bit. Let's look at 14 days. 76. 0. 0 to 0.75. The weeklies suck, man. I hate selling the weeklies. I hate selling weeklies. I like selling the monthlies. Let's go at 7 days. 76. What are the chances it's going to move up to 76 and stay there within 7 days? Well, not looking good. All right. So, we have to make a decision then. Let's look at, so this is why I go for the monthlies. The monthlies are the only one here that's paying. If I go to the 42, 76, still pays a little bit. So I got two choices here. I can either go out to 49 days plus. This one pays a little more, but you're going to be waiting 75 days before that contract expires. Now we can buy it back too. We can do the whole buyback thing as well. But that's when you're doing the cash secured puts, right? You're buying back the contracts and you're closing them early, and that's allowing you to keep your cash. It's allowing you to get your cash back and also keep the premium. On the covered call side, it's the same thing. The only difference is you're using your shares. So I have 100 shares here. So I can sell this one right now for $125, between 125 and 160, right? It's 75 days out, which is pretty, or 77 days out, which is pretty far. And I can put in a buyback order that says when this contract deteriorates to $30, I'll buy it back. That will close the contract and I'll keep my shares. But my goal here is to dump the shares. I don't want to keep the shares. So you really have to pick your strategy. If you want to just keep rotating, if you don't want to use money, if you just want to use shares, you can do that. Now, what's going to happen for when we're in that contract? One of two things is going to happen. Either one, the contract's going to expire worthless, and we will keep our shares and keep 100% of our premium. Yeah, I like the cash flow, Tim. I'm on the same mindset as you. We're either going to have that happen, or the price of the stock is going to go above our strike price. In this case, it's 76, and close above it. And when that happens, we are obligated to sell our shares at our strike price. So if it goes to 80 and closes at 80, then we will be automatically selling our shares at 76. So the only loss here or disadvantage is the potential upside, being that we have him at 76, the stock price is at 80, and there's a $4 difference there that we lose out on. We don't lose the money, we just don't gain it. We lose out on that potential. But that's a what if. I don't like to put my money on what ifs. It's a what if, right? So I try to not worry about that. I try to not worry about that at all. I don't really care about the upside. I've been in a stock where the upside ended up being like $150 above, and somebody got my shares for extremely cheap. It happens. right? So what I'm going to do here is play it safe, right? And I'm going to go in, and I'm not going to collect very much, but I'm going to sell the 76 for 13 bucks. That's freaking terrible. But it's 21 days, right? It's 3 weeks. A lot can happen in 3 weeks. Okay, so we're going to do that. Some people might say, oh, it's not worth it. You're wasting your time or whatever. After I do this a few times, the only reason why it's so bad right now is because the stock price is $10 away from the price that I got in. $10. As the price starts to climb, we'll be able to sell the shares for here. Like if right now it wasn't at 66, if it was at 74, we'd be looking at these right here. 150, 170, 180, 200 within a couple of days. And the chances of those getting called away, really good. Really good. It's just unfortunate that the stupid stock has moved $10 away from our entry price. I can't do anything about that. I just have to work with what I get. So that's what we're going to do. So it will get better. This is a bit of a case of bad luck, I guess. I don't know. The fact that the stock is so far away. All right, so remember, we're not using cash right now. We are selling a contract against our shares. That's the difference. Yeah, it's a good example, Tim. Exactly. Yep. And I think I took this trade, if I'm not mistaken, I took this trade for the intention of getting assigned, which I would never actually do. So I would not have gotten assigned this trade normally because I just, whatever. But if I wanted to buy, and I basically feel like, hey, I want to buy the shares, but I want to collect $600 at the same time. This is how you buy shares right here, is by collecting a premium first. Like, why isn't everybody doing this? Okay. So our collateral here is 100 shares of Delta Airlines, DAL. No cash, which means our cash balance and all that, none of it's going to change. That's all going to stay the same. So sell one DAL 76. Make sure it says call. Make sure it says call, and make sure it's with your ticker. It'll automatically see, oh, okay, we're going to use the shares. It'll automatically use the shares. If you were to do something different, it might not. Like if you accidentally were to buy a call here, it's not going to use your shares. And you're going to be doing something totally different. So make sure you're doing this correctly. Make sure you're selling shares or selling your call on your shares and doing it exactly like this. Limit price, we'll put it at 21. Limit day, good till canceled, all that, right? You guys know all that already. Limit, good till canceled. Confirm and send. Okay, so if you look at this box, it says max loss indefinite. Don't worry about that. It doesn't mean anything, right? Cost of the trade means we're going to make $20 here. Yay, right? And there's a 65-cent thing. There's your break even right there, 76.21. All right, let's do it. Max loss infinite. I know. What a terrible thing to tell somebody. That's like the, what was it? Average price for what you actually traded. Okay, so we'll see if this fills. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but we'll see if it fills. Yeah. So that's the covered call side. We'll be doing more of that in the future. Might take a little bit to fill. If it doesn't fill, then I need to go back in there and put another price in there. Which, let's give it a few minutes, and if it doesn't fill, we'll fix it. Okay, let's go back over to the P&L. All right, so looking at this, we bought back, looks like we bought back SMCI at the same time. Cool. All right. let's switch over to the other account because we have $95,000 worth of collateral in this account. All right, has anything happened since the 23rd? We bought back the Tesla. Oh, I remember that happened on stream. We bought back 2 Tesla on stream. Okay, cool. Well, let's sell some Tesla. Let's sell some Tesla contracts. We got 95,000. If you guys remember on the last stream, I said I'm not going to sell Tesla because we're before earnings. I wanted to get through earnings before I sold Tesla again. It was too close. Let's look now and see if we're on the other side of earnings. We are. No, that's Delta. That's Delta. Tesla. Okay. Interesting. See how the stock always seems to go down towards earnings? We don't, when we're selling a cash secured put, we don't want it to go down. We want it to go up. It's not the end of the world if it goes down because we get assigned shares, but we ideally we don't want that. As you can see with earnings here brought in a pretty heavy drop. We would have, if I had sold Tesla last week, we probably would have gotten assigned from this. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I had a guy comment yesterday, is bro profitable? Bro says watch stream to see for yourself. That's how I'm going to respond. That's how I'm going to respond to that comment. Bro says watch the stream. Find out yourself. So dumb. I hate that question. It's like, okay, I'm going to ask you, do you make money in your real life? How much money do you make at your job? Yeah, okay. Nobody's going to tell him. Why? Whatever. Okay. So now that we're on the other side of earnings, the premiums on Tesla are going to be a little lower. Yeah, right. A max loss. Yeah, that's good. I might do that too. That's a good one. Yeah, I might do that. That's good. Okay, cool. So now you got to make a determination if we're going to sell another a cash secured put. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Where's a good support level? I wish I could get rid of this volume bar on the bottom. It's so annoying. I don't need the volume on the bottom. I've got the volume is gone. I've gotten rid of it. Why is it still there? I can't get rid of it. It's driving me nuts. All right. Let's see. Let's find a good support level on Telsa. What is this? 90 days? Yeah, 90 days. Okay. So it looks like it spiked up, came back down. It looks like we might be at a support level around 415. Around 415 or down here in the 380s. Wow. That's pretty far away. It could continue to come down here into the 380s. Let's look at 1 year. All right. So we either want to pick around 415 or all the way down to like 380. So we'll look at those two. Those are weird support levels. Let's have a look-see. All right. I got about 30 more minutes and I have to get ready for work. We'll get this trade in. All right. Let's look at the 21, which isn't, I don't want to look at the 21 because now I want between 30 and 45 days, but you can see the monthly is at 21 days. So the premiums are not going to be as good. All right, what did I say? 415 and 380. Yikes. I'm going to have to look at all of them. It's pretty far away. Wait a minute. Yeah, 415. Wait a minute. What the hell did I do? Oh, yeah, okay. In the wrong spot. 415. There you go. All right, 415. On the covered call side, your delta and your gamma, you can also do that. You can do like 0.30, 0.15 to 0.30. It's not as necessary because you're trying to get basically back to break even. So, just a note on that. The cash secured put side, yes, I'm absolutely looking at my delta and my theta. I need to get rid of gamma here. I don't want to see gamma. But I can't remember how to do it. I can't remember how to change it. Get rid of gamma. I don't need gamma. Whatever. Ignore gamma. No! Okay, so let's look here. This is the 21 day. 415 can make about $1,200. Delta's at 37. That's kind of high. That's kind of high. I don't want that high. So let's bring it down to about 29 to 25. The 400 or the 405. If you can't find a good support level, use your delta. Write that one down. If you can't find a solid support level, use your delta. Delta between 25 and 30 should be the final say on what you choose. All right, so let's look here around the 400. The 400 is going to make about $715 to $800 per, actually we can go up to 32. $715 to $1,000 on the monthly, the 21. From the 400 to the 410, 700 to 1,000. Now let's look at the actual 30 days out on the weekly. Looking around 400, we can make a little bit more. And the delta is still 27 to 33. That's a good range. Okay, Delta Airlines just sold. Good, excellent. That filled. That's money. We made money. We made money on that covered call. It's $20, but we made it. Right? I can put gas in my truck. Yeah, exactly. This is what I love about this strategy. I set it up, I fire off, I forget. Then I'm doing something else, boom, it pops off. Excellent. Okay, so now looking at the 400 to the 410, which is a delta of 26. Delta of 26 to 32. We can make between 800 and 1200. And you got your money back? No, that was selling the one that we set up earlier. That was the Delta Airlines. That was the covered call. We're using the 100 shares for collateral. I won't get the money back until that contract closes at or above. And then the shares will be sold off. They'll be called away, right? So that hopefully that happens. That'd be nice if that happens in the next couple weeks. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes you have to sit on shares for a while. Right now in my real accounts, I'm sitting on PayPal and sitting on SMCI for a very long time. And they're really annoying. They literally dropped and then just went flat for 2 months. Like, get back up there. Yeah, sometimes a stock will just go flat and then you're kind of stuck in it. But I would also be stuck in it if I had just bought the shares. If I had bought the shares of PayPal at 75 or 76 or whatever, and then they dropped to 55 and stayed there, same process. The difference is I collected a premium to do it. So there you go. All right, so looking at 28 days, let's look out a touch more. 35 days on the weekly on Telsa. Looking at a delta between 27 and 33, we can make a little bit more. Let's do this one. We're a touch further out, but like I said, the sweet spot is between 30 and 45 days. See how these contracts are green? That means they're going up as we sit here. They're going up, right? So let's pick one in here. Honestly, we wanted the 415, 33 delta. Let's go for the 410. If you want to play it safe, go for the 405, but I'd like to make a little bit extra money, an extra couple $100. So I'm going to go for the 410 on a 33 delta. The safer one would be the 27 delta, and then the mid-range is the 30. So I would either, I think I'm going to go for the 410 or the 405. Let's do 410. All right, we're going to sell, let's see, 410. $410 is $41,000. Okay, times 2 is $82,000. That's how much money I need to sell 2 of these. Right now, if you look at the top left-hand corner, I have 95. I've got plenty of collateral, and I'll have some left over. So we're going to do 2 contracts of Tesla. Oops, wrong way. 2 contracts of Tesla at around $1,400. sell to auto, whatever, Tesla, the 410, $1,400. It's actually moving a little bit, so I'll actually go, let's go up a little bit, 425 at or above. Limit, good till canceled, and confirm. Dialog box confirms everything. We're going to sell 2 of them. Just make sure you did it correctly. We're going to make $2,800 right now. Send it. $2,800 incoming. Done. $2,800 with 1 click of a button. How freaking easy is this? Come on, man. This is why I say if you had $100,000, you could really do some damage in the market here. All right. We just made $2,800. Now we're using $80,000 as collateral, right? What else are you going to do? Put it in a box and bury it in the ground? Hell no. Put it under a brick, come back to it in 40 years? Nope. We're going to use it and make more money. Just made $2,800. Like that, dude. Okay, we still have $16,000 for collateral, so we can sell a UAL. But before I do that, if I have time, before I do that, let's go find this trade and let's do an opposite order. You probably do it here, but I don't like to do it there. I'm going to go directly into the... Where's it at? Here it is. Trade 1 working, 8 filled. We sold the 2 Tesla. 2 sell to open, buy to close. Just remember that. Sell to open, buy to close. Just sold 2 Tesla right here. Filled 1425. Yep, that's correct. Let's do an opposite order. Opposite order. Any questions on TikTok here? Nope. All right. Okay. Now, I got a sound on TikTok. Rowdy, welcome to the crew. Appreciate the follow. Okay, so looking back at the buy to close, sell to open, buy to close. We want 2 contracts. Tesla, 410, that's correct. We just sold that one. 1425, hell no. I got my calculator over here to the left. And what we want to do is, I want to pick a quarter, the price. I want to buy it back at a quarter. So 1410, is that what it filled at? 1410? Wait, no, it filled at 1425. 1425 divided by 4 gives me $356. We'll call it $350. So I'm going to buy these contracts back at $350. You can do this at 50%, which would be whatever half of 1400 is, 700. And then when the contract deteriorates 50%, you'll buy it back. I like to do, 0.35. That's right, Tim. I like to do 75%. That's my preference. I find that to be more good. But really, you have between 50% and 75%. It's up to you. It's time versus money. You'll make more money, but you have to wait longer. Or you can wait shorter, but you'll have to spend more money to buy it back. Everything in the world is time and money, right? They're tied together, always. Everything. Go to work for a certain amount of time, you make a certain amount of money. So you have to ask yourself how much your time is worth the money. If you want to keep more of the money and wait a little bit longer, you'll make more money overall. But if you want to rotate your capital quicker, which you can do, absolutely do that. You can rotate your capital quicker. And then, which isn't a bad idea either, right? You put it in, you rotate it every maybe week or 2. It's not a bad idea. But then you're spending 50% of what you make to buy it back. So I don't know how it averages out over a long period of time, but I'm going to do 0.35. That's just what I'm going to do. No, not 0.35. That would be $35, Tim. Sorry. 0.35 is $35. We sold it for $14.25. We want 3.5, which would be $350. Yep, sell to open. Sell to open, buy to close. Yep, sell to open, buy to close when it comes to cash secured puts. So I'm going to drop this down to 3.5. That's $350. It's times 10. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Yeah, I would not. You do want limit. You do want limit on this. You can do market on when you're selling to open. You can do market and it'll just fill immediately. You won't. I set a limit because I wanted to hit like a specific number. I wanted to hit 1425. And that was as it was changing live time. I moved it up a little bit. I selected limit and I hit send. So in this case here, we're doing buy to close. You do not want market. You want limit. Limit good till canceled. Because we want this order to be open for the next 20, 40, 30 days, whatever. No, it's all good, Chris. Only have about 15 minutes more anyways. We did, if you check it out on the replay, we did covered calls. We got assigned 100 shares and I showed the covered call process. And then now we're selling to Tesla. And I want to try and get one UAL done in the next 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to send this here. I'm going a little fast today, you guys. You can just check out the rewatch because I'm running out of time. 350, confirm and send. This means that we're going to spend $700, 2 contracts, to close what we just made on $2,800. Sending it. Okay, that's going to live there. It's going to live there until the contracts deteriorate. 0.25? What's 0.25? What was the buyback? The buyback was 3.5. $350. Yeah, look right here, Tim. Look right here. Right here. I sold it for $14.25 and I got it and I'm going to buy it back at 3.5. 0.35, at least on my machine here, is $35. That's not correct. I'm doing $350 because we just made 14.25. We made $1,425 and we did 2 of them. So $2,800. So if you buy it back at $35, that thing's never going to close. It'll literally go to expiration, which is fine. You can do that too. You can go all the way to the 35 days, all the way to expiration. But I'd like to do it a little differently. All right, let's check into UAL real quick. See if I've got time. I got $16,000 worth of collateral. I want to use it. Looks like everything's been going down. This could be a little bit of a pullback here. Where we might be at a good support. Like I said, and we're on the other side of earnings. Look at that. Another ticker where on the other side of earnings, the market dropped. Told you guys, respect the earnings. It's basically a news candle. Don't do what I did and open up a contract on a news candle yesterday and blow the whole account. You know what's funny? Last night I traded Asia and I took a good trade and I made like $500 back. Check the Discord. Yeah, sounds good. I might not be able to until later, Tim, because I pretty much have to go to work in 10 minutes. I got to get ready and then I got to go straight to work. So I might not be available to do anything for the rest of the day. I'm not sure yet. Let me get this one out here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Tim. I can't. When they moved my schedule, they really squeezed me. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay. Let's see here. What's a good level? Probably around 89, 88. Yeah, 89, 88. All right, let's do that. Let's look at UAL. Yeah, same, Tim. I know it sucks, man. I can look at it over the weekend possibly. But I know you're trying to put the order in now. I would say go back and rewatch this stream a couple of times for that section and just really go through it. Put it on a slower watchback speed. You can change it on the YouTube in the corner. You can click it and it'll put like 0.75 and watch it slower. I might sound like this, but at least you'll have the ability to see it in live. No. Anyways, have fun with that. Okay, let's go and... I'm a clown, I know. Let's go into UAL. I'm going to try and shoot for 35 days again, now that we're on the other side of earnings. See if I can get this done in the next 10 minutes. I hate being squeezed. I hate it. I hate time constraints, but there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. I already forgot my number. 89. Okay. 89, around 89.90. Right here. That's a pretty low delta. I think I can safely come up a little bit. Let's shoot for 25 to 29 delta. 25 to 32, somewhere in here. 20, I'll probably pick something in the middle here. Like 96 or so. So, let's see. 95, 96 pays around 150 to 183. Let's look at the monthly. A lot lower. About $100 lower if I do the monthly, so I'm not doing that. Let's look here. It's probably somewhere in the middle there, 95 to 96. 28 days pays 176 to 245. 25 to 30. 176 to 245 on the 28. Whereas the 35 pays 150. So I'm going to actually go with the 28. The 28 pays better. Sorry, it's all right, Tim. You're doing the right thing. You're showing up. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. When you buy it back, the strike price is, for example, 0.35 instead of 410. 0.3... when you buy it back, the strike price is, for example, 0.35. No, that's not correct. Your strike price is still 410. The value of the contract is the 0.35. Yeah. Yeah. The value of the contract is 350. In your case, 0.35 is 30. But remember, I think you're still stuck on 0.35. That's $35. Do it by 100. 0.35 times 100 is $35. 3.5 times 100 is $350. So if you put 0.35 in there, you're going to buy it back for $35 when you sold it for $1,400. The 75% rule says 350. Yeah, 3.5. Okay. All right, so let's look here. 95 to 96, 97. I think we're going to go with 28, 20. I'm looking at the deltas here. 25, 28 to 31. I want one of these three. I think we'll go with the 97 just to play it safe. Make about 200. I might go for the 0.31. 0.25 to 31 is really... I'm okay with it. There's a little bit more risk in taking the 0.31. I think I'm okay with that. So I'm going to select this one. Okay, selling. I hate how it does automatically 10. I need to fix that. Single sell, -1. Yep, 98. Put 245. I'm actually going to put 250 because we have this mid-range here. Actually, let's do 255 on the UAL. 255. Limit. Okay, so you can do limit. If you do limit, it will sell around what I'm asking it to sell, around 255. If I change it to market, it will execute right now. And I don't know what I'm going to get. So I like to choose limit, but you only have a short amount of time to get what you're looking for. Limit, good till canceled. Or limit day. It doesn't really matter. You'll just have to, this order will disappear in a day. Confirm and send. We're going to make $255 off this trade right now. Boom. And we used $9,800 of collateral, which means I still have $7,000 worth of collateral up there in the corner. Okay, that filled. Done. Just made 250 bucks. Let's go in, find it, UAL, 255, opposite order. Create opposite order. I know I'm going fast, but I'm pretty much out of time. You guys can check out the rewatch on this. To just watch it over and over and over again, just to really burn it into your brain on how to do this. All right, buyback 1, UAL, 98 put, 255. I want 255 divided by 4. 255 divided by 4 is 63.75. So that means I'm going to buy this, but I sold it for $250. I'm going to buy it back. We'll call it $60. I'm going to buy it back at $60. So I need to drop this down to 0.6. You like Saxo better? That's good. Excellent. Yeah. It's good. I wouldn't be rushing this quick if it wasn't recorded. I know I'm racing like a NASCAR. I actually kind of feel like I'm going slow. When I'm doing this on my own, I'm like in, click, done, confirm and send. Okay, next. Like that's how I'm doing it normally. But yeah, sorry, I apologize, but I have no choice. You guys have seen I've done 3-hour streams before, but I can't do that anymore, unfortunately. Not now. All right. Okay, 0.6. Formula 1. That's right. Send it. 65, 60. We'll buy it back at 60. Okay, now that one's sitting in there. I have a little bit of collateral left. See if I can get one more in. I'm going to get one more in so you guys can watch this. You can watch 3 or 4 trades in this episode or whatever. Okay, let's go look at. I'm going to go fast. I'm not going to say anything. How about that? I want you, if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to watch what I'm about to do and try and spot what I'm doing. God, SMCI sucks right now. Okay. So 3 of them, 8, no, so 2, 40. That was how I do it. No sound. Okay, that's done. $140.35. 2.35. Done. That's how quick we can take trades in options. That's the level I want you guys to get to. Like I said, I'm not bragging. I'm not flexing or anything. I wanted you guys to see that process and know that you will get to that point. You have to practice, though. You got to practice, and you got to go through every step. So I went through I did 4 trades today. We did the 100 shares on the covered call for Delta Airlines. Then we sold 2 Tesla. Then we sold a UAL, and then I just did 2 SMCI. So I want you guys to watch back those first 3, and then when I'm doing this last one, the SMCI that I just did, I want you guys to watch that and be able to identify what I'm doing based on what you learned from the first 3. This is why I did it that way. I did it specifically to show you can get to that level, but also I want you to recognize what is happening. Oh, I see. He chose this, and here's why he chose that. Next thing he's probably going to do is he's probably going to look at the monthly. Okay. Oh, okay, that didn't work out, so you looked at this one. All right, next thing he's going to do is probably going to set the 2 contracts, limit, good till canceled, all that. If you are able to start, this is how I learned as a pilot. I learned the basics, and then the instructor stopped talking. And I was like, you're not talking anymore. You're not teaching me anymore, right? I'm like sitting here flying this airplane. And I'm like, I guess I have to figure this out on my own. I guess I have to jump in and do this on my own. So then I'd just kind of ignore the instructor, and I'd start doing my thing, and I would start figuring it out. Now I'm in a situation where I have to. I'll give you a quick funny story. We had a pilot who needed a lot of work and a lot of training, right? And so he got a lot of training. Well, at one point he actually did a solo. And I was with his instructor, and we're sitting on the golf cart watching him take off. And he took off. Yeah, parachute, that's funny. He took off, and my instructor gets on the radio and goes, and pardon my language, he goes, "Now you have to land it, fucker." He was like, oh shit, now I have to do it. Now I'm on my own. I have to land this airplane. That's what my instructor, or his instructor, said to the guy. I'll never forget it. But it was so true. He put him in the seat, and he made him do it. And once you are forced to do it, you'll do it. So I'll give you guys all the tools I possibly can. Give you a little bit of a way to try and do it on your own as well. I appreciate the kind words, Tim. Yeah, I think people underestimate this options thing. They do. I literally, in the span of like 45 minutes, I could have done it a lot quicker if I wasn't on stream. But yeah, he did land it. Thankfully. In the span of 45 minutes, we just made, with about $90,000 collateral, we made about $3,000. About $3,000 just now. Like that. Okay, I gotta jump off, you guys. Yeah, and then look, here's the collateral right here, 1,900. So we've used most of it. I can't really do much else now. So I use about the whole 90,000. So if you're watching this on the playback, if you have any questions on this, drop them in the comments, or you can jump into the Discord. I might not be able to have time. My time has gotten kind of thinner now because of my schedule. Normally I was going to work like 3 hours from now. Now I'm going to work in like an hour or less, and I got to get ready for work, take a shower, all that stuff. So I apologize that I don't have as much time on this stuff right now. But yeah, go back. That's why this is on the replay. You guys can rewatch it as much as you need to. TikTok, come over to YouTube. You can watch it on the replay as much as you need to. Feel free to interact, ask questions there. And I will see those questions pop up through the day, and on my lunch and on my break or whatever, I can try and see if I can help you out there a little bit. So the futures, appreciate the follow. Welcome to the crew. Okay. But yeah, it's a good way to learn it. And sometimes now you got to land the airplane. And Tim, I think you definitely have all the tools and you have all the knowledge. I think now you just need more practice possibly, and you just switch to a different broker. So that's a new learning curve. But you're right there, bro. You're right there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a normal broker. That's right, Tim. But I promise you, you are right there, man. You're right there. It's just going to be a tiny bit longer, and you're going to have it solid. You're going to get to the point where you can start teaching it. If you can try and teach it to somebody, you're really going to learn it. You're going to take it to the next level. So, okay, I got to head off. Appreciate you guys very much. Hit the like on the way out if you don't mind. If you got something out of this, some kind of value or something, I would really appreciate that. And I also appreciate when you guys comment on the videos. I love interacting. So, if you're... Yeah, exactly. You got it, Chris. All right, cool. Enjoy the replay, and I will catch you guys soon. I might actually. I'm probably gonna take next week off. So for streaming. So I'll probably see you guys in a bit. We'll go from there.